So we expected to be lower in the morning. I thought we were going to open lower. Instead, we opened higher and fell to a lower position first thing in the morning. Pretty close. Not quite what I expected. And then in the midst of this decline, there's this move to the upside. That was the star card into the open. Then we had this decline. It's like a sideways fluctuating decline, if you will, taking us into a low around 11:30. Interesting. And there's this peak here. I mean, you could consider this a peak, really. It does stand out. It's a little early though. It's about 11:30, but there's that high there, and then there's a low, and then we have the lust card reaching for distant resistance, i.e., not the nearest, which would be this, but then another one higher. We successfully turned it into support, at least temporarily. And this is a little interesting because my sense is that we likely go down more. We have bullish cards at the end of the day, but this is kind of like a reversal card. You know, it's bullish, but it's a bullish to bearish reversal. So it starts out bullish, and then the unicursal in the post market does indicate either we end at like an important peak or crest where you could short into tomorrow, or by the it could be that by the post market we're already in a notable decline. But I think it's probably I think we probably will be near like a prominent peak around the close, and that would be a place to open up more of a short position. And then what likely happens is we open higher in the pre-market and on the 10th, and then decline with increasing momentum into the open where we have a low. It's a cross reading congruency here with the nullified power card. That's often what you'll see when you have a nullified card in one of these in like a higher or low position, is that you'll find it the next day. Not all the time, but it's very frequent. Out of that low, there's this big move to the upside, and then a decline again into another lower trough, probably there between 10 and 11. Um, and we have a nullified low card there again. Interesting. We likely take a pretty big decline here in the pre-market. Interesting. So there's this trade here to open a long position and close it somewhere around 2 o'clock. But if I brought that up in the dailies, I'd probably avoid that trade. It's Mercury retrograde, and it looks pretty tricky. It's a little unclear, so I'd probably avoid it if I spoke about that trade. Um, More likely, well, it's hard to say because there's some things indicating a high here, and there's also things indicating a low here. So it's kind of difficult at the end of the day. But then we have more unicursal, right? So we got unicursal at the end of the day, and then unicursal in the sneak preview for the 11th. Hey B. Yeah, and that would be another place to short at the end of the day on the 11th before a decline over the weekend. We likely break through this price level here towards the end of the day. Matter of fact, that does look like a breakout. So this is the sideways rotation. This is the breakout. Princess of Wands. It may be that we go down here, guys. It's hard to say. It's Mercury. When we get into Mercury retrograde, things become like they become unclear, very like kind of contradictory. And for those of you that are new, remember, or you probably wouldn't have heard this before, but I highly advise against trading during Mercury retrograde. We're already under the influence of retrograde. It's not Mercury retrograde yet, but we are feeling the influence, and it's going to get more intense as we move forward into the 23rd. And then once we hit the 23rd, I'd avoid trading at all costs. If you have positions that you're planning on closing in the midst of this period, don't change your plans. Keep plans the same. But you don't want to open up new trades here. You don't want to like make like new decisions, like change your mind about things here and do different things than planned. And you want to continue with those rules until we hit September 15th when we go retrograde again, and then the intensity starts to lighten up as we move forward to the 30th. Will Netflix go down this week? 390. Was I looking at Amazon that whole time? Yeah, funny. SPY. Pretty similar though, and that looks more like sideways rotation to me right there, with the breakout and then the turnover, which is like that Princess of Wands and the breakout. But I still think we probably have a move to the upside right around the close. All right, NFLX. Let me just make sure these are all correct now. See, like, that's the type of thing that happens during Mercury retrograde. You'll, like, be looking at something and it'll be the wrong map. Things like that. But it's definitely very similar to SPY today. That's Amazon. That's SPY. Very similar. Alright, NFLX. And the question was, will Netflix go down this week to 390? Seems pretty unlikely. We're going towards highs in Netflix. Netflix was one of the ones for August that seemed more bullish. Yeah, I wouldn't count on that. Yeah, it moves to the upside. There's a crest that we revisit on... matter of fact, there's a crest that we revisit tomorrow in the midst of some erratic behavior, so it's likely going to be like this price level around here. 440 or like 445, between 440 445 in there, most likely, in the midst of erratic behavior. And then we'll have another decline the following day, or a trough probably on the cusp. Pretty juicy trade here on the 11th, on the 14th, 15th. I think I might have mentioned this already, but these are opposite energy trading cards. So provided that we're on the right days, like, you know, the sequence of events is lined up accurately with the timing, and it's not off a day here or there at that time, you could put together a pretty good trade there. And the way that I would determine if it's on point is if we see on the 14th a notable decline. I would say a notable decline that offers an opportunity to open up a long position. If it's not a notable decline on a multi-day scale there on the 14th, I would avoid opening the trade. But if it is a notable decline, open up a long position, we would be near highs. And I think the high probably ends up being on the 15th. It could be the 14th, but if it was, it'd probably be late in the day. And I think it's more likely to be on the 15th, where we would have a period of rally that offers an opportunity to open up, or excuse me, to close that long position for an overnight swing trade. You'd want to do that when you want to close it when on a 1-day chart on the 15th, provided on a multi-day scale we're moving to the upside on the 15th after a decline day on the 14th. I would look for on a 1-day chart of the 15th to move higher through a resistance, creating a high for the day, and then a break back down through that same price level shortly thereafter. And that would be like after a big move on a 1-day scale, moving like to reach for a distant resistance and then break through that resistance and break back down shortly thereafter, creating that abundance kind of high. That's the type of chart behavior on a 1-day scale I'd be looking to do to exit that long position, provided everything lines up accurately.
Hey Tabriz, hey Proof, AAV, hey AU, hey Cal, hey Conrad, Robert. Good to see all of you. All right, so I gotta take care of the stars first, and then I'll circle back, guys. Hey Carolyn, I didn't see you there. DNA earnings. When did the DNA earnings come out? UPST is down 50% in 6 days. Has it hit a bottom? What's the overall trend direction of UPST from here? Got the death card. Looks like we go further. And when you look at it, there's plenty of room on a 1-day candlestick chart. There's plenty of room to the downside on the RSI. I would want to see it come at least to 28, which is where we had the last reversal. But really, you could see like there was a bottom here, kind of like bottomed out, and the bottom was really here, and we hit the 20 mark. So I would be looking for us to hit the 20 mark on RSI. But I think we're probably near a bottom because what's the trend direction from here, and got the death card indicating there's more to go, but that there's a significant bottom there. Yeah. DNA. Okay. Interesting. Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings. Is that like Ginkgo and Biloba? What's the earnings results for DNA? The art card, that's pretty auspicious. I believe that's a beat. Let me just double check what my notes say. Doesn't have anything. I don't think I have. I think the earnings for the Trumps might be in the book and not on the website. I'll have to double check. But I would say that's a beat. It's definitely a meet, but it's probably a beat. And then the chart the chart behavior in response to their earnings. Ooh, it's an intentional fake out or shake out of some kind. Let's see. And often that's to the downside, the double carbon. Let me see. Double check that. Yeah, there's a failed attempt to break through resistance and then a decline through key support on a multi-day scale. AU, is S&P 500 daily for 9 and 10 August available on YouTube? It is. I think just search by the date, S&P 500 and the date, and it should come up. It's definitely there. The rule of karma, my friend, super important. Let me see. Yeah, just search. Where did it go? Right, so you go to the, where's the search bar? What happened? That's so weird. The search bar was there like a second ago. Okay, here we go. So you go to the search bar for the channel, which is over here, not here, and just type in S&P 500. Oops. Good old Mercury retrograde. S&P 500 August 9. Right there. August 10. Where's August 10? Huh. Maybe the 10th isn't up. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Let me just message my team. All right. Yeah, CPI tomorrow. What will SPY's reaction be to CPI? What time does that come out? That's like pre-market, right? Looks pretty negative. Hey Cal, will ICP crypto reach 100 in 2025? Where's ICP?
Interesting. It does look like it goes pretty high. It's either in like a pop and drop in 2024 or more likely in 2025, 2026. Probably 2020, 2025. And it looks like it goes back to like mid, like it only had a couple months, it looks like, or it only had a few months. Was that 6 months? So about halfway through that, the price level. So it'll probably go to about 84. Maybe it goes a little higher. Maybe it goes to 100. But it'll probably go to at least 84 by 2025. Does it hit 100 by 2025? I got a yes for that. Will Solana reach $300 by April 2024? Solana is one of the ones I'm most bullish about. I wonder if I did the Sol 2024 reading yet. Let me take a look real quick. I have not. Okay. Got to work on that. Right, so with Sol, where we're at right now, we're still kind of in the 2022 energy as far as the sequence of events. The Virtue card, and that's prior to this rally into what looks to be a new high, probably around, it's around like between 2023 and 2024, and since we're really kind of like creeping into the end of 2023, my sense is that it's probably in 2024. I'll need to do a 2024 read-in for Sol, but the Abundance card is often like a new high, and it's in combination with a high correlation and a rally increasing with momentum into that high. So there's going to be a pretty bullish move there. And the question was what, $30? What was it? Or $300, right? Will Sol reach $300 by April of 2024? I got a yes for that. An Ace of Discs, yes, so that's a pretty solid one. You also see Ace of Discs here as the theme, so that's a pretty notable indication that we go higher in 2024 into that price range. That's a really big move. But look how it's moved before, like in just a matter of a month, right? According to the Netflix monthly reading, we should be moving upwards. Yeah, we're bullish. Netflix is one of the bullish readings for August. Oh my God, I so want a pig, Robert. Like a small one. A small pig, not a big one. Just a little one. I heard that they're really intelligent. All of the titles of the videos should have the dates in them. They may be worded differently now for for SEO purposes, but they'll all include the ticker or the crypto symbol and the date. so that they're searchable. Pigs are more intelligent than 70% of the prison population here in Ohio. Oh yeah, that's sad. It's sad. Can SPCE hit $8 in September? Jesus, ugh, it's annoying me. I want this thing to move already. So there was that move there at the end of the month, and then a crest that we sold off down to and through support to meet a second support, and then we should do like a U-shaped reversal, come back up, but then there's more decline. There's a big move to the upside off of the low here in August into September. It looks like a really big move to the upside in September. This SPC hit $8 by September 2023. I would expect more than that. I got a yes. Awesome, Robert. Definitely need some sales coming through as of lately. Will SPC, hey Proof, will SPC go under $3 before bottoming? I don't think so. It doesn't look that way to me because we're already near the bottoms, if not at the bottoms. Let me check that chart. Yeah, 8, 9. We should have a pretty decent rally. Interesting. Okay, so there's the failed attempt, and then the decline. Prominent peak. So we likely have this move to the upside, like a notable rally tomorrow. A failed attempt to break through resistance, maybe like right here. Yeah, right around 372, and then a sharp decline.
Huh. If I'm wrong, so far this reading is really accurate. But if I'm wrong about the low, then the low might actually end up being here on the 14th, 15th, in which case this would be a pretty solid trade, but this wouldn't be indicating a high. The high would more likely be here. But I don't think I'm wrong. Everything seems to be pretty solid thus far. I wouldn't expect us to go below $3. That's I mean, it could happen because there's a pretty sharp decline there over the weekend. I don't think we do. I would have to be wrong about the lows in order for that to be the case, and I think I'm pretty accurate on this reading thus far.
Hey Yosef, what exactly is nuts? Which of these Richard Hart coins will do the best, and will SEC lawsuit impact their performance or shake it off? Actually, let me do that over. I would avoid Hex. Pulsex is looking bullish, and Pulse Chain is also looking bullish for some time. AV, is it safe to enter FNGD tomorrow and hold it until the 24th? You know what seems nuts to me? That people think I would actually post 1,700 videos, over 110, maybe 120 videos just in the last 30 days, and have them actually be BS. Like, who the hell would ever do that? Like, how nuts do you have to be? Like, how ignorant do you have to be to like, automatically presume that that's the case? Like, where is your brain? 1,700 predictions that are measurable with stock charts, and I just keep putting them out there, but they're all wrong. Oh my god. Yeah, it's nuts. Is it safe to enter FNGD tomorrow? FNGD. Yikes. That is an ugly chart. Although it did kind of bottom out. It didn't actually hit the 20, but that's pretty close to the 20 mark on the RSI. It doesn't mean it's going all the way to the top yet, because it didn't technically bottom out, but it came really close. Would you get into it tomorrow and hold until the 24th? Looks like a good idea, AV. How about PLA coin for August? Which one? There's like a bunch of them. Which PLA? Has a flight on August 10th. Yeah, that's a bullish day. Am I still seeing Tesla potential for a long on the 11th, 14th? The heck? To the 14th. I mean, you could, but it's overall like the trend looks to be to the downside for the month in general. So like, even though it's kind of like sideways rotation-y, it's still with lows towards the end of the month. And does it make sense to be opening up long positions in a bearish kind of overarching trend? I mean, not really, but you probably could on the 11th. You want to do it when either rotating sideways along key support or a decline that happens after 3 pokes through the same price level. And before a pop and drop. If you see the pop and drop, it's too late. Netflix is looking juicy. It's currently at 429, and if we hit 439, 440, that's a big jump. Let's take a look. And it looks like we did have that low there on the, well, technically it was before the 1st. It was on the 31st, but you could consider that a low, or you could say the low is here on the 2nd as well. Basically the same, depending on how you look at it. But we were on point with that. There's a low there. I don't see anything like in particular saying that we're going to fill that gap. It doesn't mean we don't. I mean, there's bullish energies here. It's just I don't see like a full card or an adjustment card. Oh wait, well there's adjustment here.
Yeah, no. If we did fill that gap, it would probably be like between the 14th, 16th, or like the 18th to the 22nd somewhere. I forgot my AC was on. You're welcome to Breeze. Is it safe to short Meta tomorrow? Hmm. Hmm. So we had a low on the 3rd, and it looks like a lower low here on the 9th. And the question is, safe to short Meta tomorrow into the 16th or the 28th? No. Why would you want to short Meta? Look at the chart. It's going bullish, dude. That doesn't make any sense. Don't do that. Oh, I didn't see the oil question. Sorry, Proof. Oh, hey, Baby Yoda. Thanks for the love. Question about oil. Is oil going up in August? I never finished this 2023 one. It looks like we hit a high in USO early in the month of August. And there's an opportunity in the midst of a breakout at the high to open up a short position. We hit a key resistance that we've hit many times before. Maybe like here or here. But I think we're pretty close to a top. There's a decline somewhere mid August and then a move to the upside at the end out of that decline. I appreciate it, Tibraze. Well, we have a big move in SPY at the close. Oh wow. Yeah, so like I said, we were already in the midst of this um, decline, this unicursal decline here. I think when we hit oversold territory on the RSI, we'll turn around and we'll have a notable move. Well, maybe not. We're going to open higher in the pre-market tomorrow, but then decline pretty notably. I think. Um, well, let me look at the 1 month too. Yeah, pretty notable decline tomorrow. Doesn't look like there's going to be a big move there at the end of the day, and that's very Mercury retrograde-y. Like the timing is more likely to be off when we're under the influence of Mercury retrograde. The sequence of events should still be pretty accurate. Sometimes we miss things, sometimes we don't, but the timing is more likely to be off during retrograde influence. Thanks, Carolyn. My sense is that it's Sol. No, it's not Sol. Interesting. Looks like Doge. Doge and AVAX might have like a top there. Should we get into more shorts right at the open tomorrow, or is there a better time missed getting more today? Yeah, it was definitely an early drop, but it's good. It's good that we were right to begin with. Probably not. Probably not. It's gonna be. I wouldn't. This is a very like. This reading looks treacherous to me. Like, I definitely would not. These are both indications to open up long positions. I don't feel comfortable opening up a long position in either case in the sequence of events here. So it could be that they're closing short positions. That makes more sense, actually. But then there's indications of a high at the end of the day, and it's a bearish theme card. It's going to be a tricky day. I would say probably between the 10 and 11. So we'll have this decline increasing with momentum into the close where we'll have a low. Then right at the open, there should be like this move to the upside that stands out. And then we'll have a decline to and through support to meet a second support, rotate sideways into more decline. It's into more decline right there that you would want to close a short. Or if you have a higher risk tolerance, you could ride out all of this bullish energy that we have midday into a possible lower low at the end of the day. But I find that to be extremely risky. All right, my friends. That's what I see for tomorrow. Thank you all so much for watching, as always. Make sure to follow that rule of karma. The channel is relying on you guys to follow through on that. Without that and the paid subscribers, channel would not be able to put out content. We would not be doing this. So remember that, guys. When you make that money, make sure to send that 5% forward and backwards, and then you do so here. I was like looking for the page on the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where we ask that you donate 5% forward to one of these charities through the click here links, and 5% of the profits back to the channel here through one of these click here links, leaving you with 90%. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Hey, trading altitude.